waiting for my coffee to kick in, wearing my super snuggly sweater. I like it with these pants. These pants generally make me feel a bit like a stem. One time I accidentally wore a green shirt too, and I'm like, I just look like one big plant stem. Here's the state of my book. I'm only like that far into it, and the cover has already literally ripped off. That sucks. But no, that's like the non-permanence of sketchbooks, right? The whole point. I think I started this around the same time that my job was just taking over everything, and I was completely burned out, and I had decided that I was going to give up and just relent to the job and my existence as something that I didn't want to be. Because like when you're trying to like start a life and a career, I don't want to put so much work into stuff that I can't monetize in some way, and I think that happens to a lot of creative people. And by giving that up, I had this kind of like this relief that I could go back to making, putting a lot of work into things that didn't have to turn into anything. And I really love this, how this project is turning out. Another point to this book is that it was also, I was inspired by this artist who made these gigantic paintings that would take several years to do. But I was really inspired by that, and I'm like, I don't want to have a gigantic watercolor painting in my house. So I sort of had this halfway measure where I would make this one giant watercolor painting, but I would do it in a sketchbook so that this whole thing will be one large painting, not taking up like an entire wall or something, or wherever the heck I would put something that is this large. But it has been a bit rough. I mean, I guess it's just a cheap book. That's just what happens, I guess. But like, I had to tape it, and tape is like not great. It doesn't age very well. And this craft paint that I've been using, I used it specifically because it dries matte and flat. But because it dries matte, it doesn't have much protection to it at all. So I don't know exactly where these marks are coming from. It's like friction, I guess, from the other side of the book. So it's not going to be pristine when it's finished, but I am scanning it as it goes before it gets to this. So at least I have a digital copy of it. Because it's not like I'm going to sell this book for tens of thousands of dollars. Like, that's not going to happen. It's just going to exist, and I'm not going to get a huge reward at the end. But yeah, I can color correct. It's not going to look as good as it looks naturally here, but I think I'm getting it pretty okay. My biggest concern was actually getting rid of this gutter in the prints. Like the first time I tried to stitch these two pages together, it was a nightmare. But after that, I kind of got into it and have been able to do it much faster and more effectively, so it's working out okay. This one is pretty fresh, so there's nothing wrong with it. I really love these ones, and I'm really excited about having the whole world in here, you know? I almost kind of like the way they look when they're not painted black. But those are things that I can change in post, because I have to redo all the black digitally anyway, because it doesn't scan well at all, the black. This weekend has been kind of like rough, but also exhilarating. It's hard to explain. It's not really that hard to explain, but the Anonymous show was this weekend, and I want to talk about it so bad, but I almost kind of want to do it as a chat video, so I'll just lay it out now. It was a nice experience. I don't think it was a good show for me, because the whole point of the show is that you give your local buyers a chance to buy your art for a very cheap price, because at the show all the prices are standardized and the playing field is even for everybody, no matter what their experience is. So if you have like a really like high visibility artist in that show, that's a really good deal for people who are following that artist and want to get the art for really cheap. And for people who are fresh and new, the buyers that go to the show don't know if you're fresh and new, don't know what the value of your work really is, so they'll take a chance. It's like playing the lottery. You don't know if you're going to get the art of a famous person or if you're going to get the art of somebody who is just starting out. But if you don't have local buyers like me, nobody's going to go there and buy your art. Like, there's just not, nobody's going to know about it. Nobody's going to take an interest in it. And it didn't really work out for me as far as I know. I didn't sell anything there, which kind of sucks because I'm like, I'm there. I'm at the point where I'm just like, this matters to me more. So I was really kind of disappointed by it. Also, there was a raffle for the artist that they didn't really mention beforehand. So like the artists were supposed to be given a ticket when they got in for the raffle, but nobody said anything about that. There was no instruction to go anywhere to get any ticket, and so every other artist there had a raffle ticket except for me, and I didn't get to take part in the raffle, and so I was really disappointed and kind of almost hurt by that, even though it's not personal, but it's just like, ow. okay, I'm glad everyone else is getting appreciated except for me, I guess, today, because winning a raffle would have been kind of worth it, at least, but oh well. So that was my weekend, and then I had to go to the flea market, which is fine. I still didn't make my table back. I also signed a contract and paid to rent a space at the Pacific Arts Market in Vancouver, which may or may not be the best or worst decision that I could make, and it's a huge risk. Even though they claim it's kind of risk-free, it's not. $300 is kind of risky for someone with no income, so this week I've been in a super bad funk. I haven't been vlogging much at all because I haven't really been interested in doing much anything. I find it hard to get up in the morning these days. I did, though, make a mock-up for a calendar. I'm trying to, like, stay somewhat productive, even though everything in my body is just telling me not to do anything. But maybe I ordered 5 pieces of something like this because I don't think I'd be able to sell even 5 of them, honestly. And it's very expensive. I'm tired of hemorrhaging money out of my business account, I guess, is what I'm getting at, for no reason. But it looks cool. This is like a mock-up. It would be like a 8.5 by 11 size more, so it would be like this big, not quite as large as a wall calendar, but pretty close. And I just printed this shrunken down so that I could work it out, so it'll have like, this is the planner page that I'd made. I just folded a bunch of papers and then wrote what was on them and what page number it was, because some of these, it's really confusing, so I have to do it physically. So like this would have been the page 1 that printed out. It has the back page, and then when you flip it, it's upside down, so that when you fold it, it works. So I hope that it's printed out properly online, and yeah, this is what it ideally is gonna look like. I literally just printed a test on the papers that I folded, just so I'm not wasting the paper. So that's why there's writing all over it. And I wanted to make sure I had a hard copy to make sure that these and the pictures that I randomly chose matched up like enough to not seem jarring, because every time I made a page it would be a different month for each page, so I didn't know what the pictures were going to look like next to them, so I just kind of guessed. This one's okay, not very matchy, but whatever. Next year I'll have more time to actually do something like unique instead of just reusing these old ones. I was also kind of worried that the way that these fit together, I worried that it might be a little bit too confusing, that people might not know what day it is. I don't find it confusing, but then I'm also a really visual person. So if it's in the middle, I'm going to assume it's Wednesday. If it's on the end, I assume it's going to be either Sunday or Saturday. It doesn't really like challenge me that much. And I asked John, who is absolutely not like me at all, if he thought it was confusing, and he didn't find it confusing at all, but I don't know. He's kind of a yes man, so I don't know if that's true. I don't know how it's going to look later. I tried to match like these triangles with these triangles, stuff like that. Personally, I really like it. I think it's really quirky. It's unique. I'll probably sell it at the same price as a normal calendar in a store or something, if I can afford it. And yeah, which is why I only got 5, because I just don't think anyone would go for it. But I didn't know what because there's like 12 months and I had to have like 14 pages. I didn't know what to do with the back, so I added like a January 21 up here, because when I have a calendar, which I don't anymore, I would have just like folded it in half and hung it up like that. So I don't know, I just left whatever on this page. It doesn't look particularly nice, but I could have made this bigger maybe. I was sort of trying to get this done in a day. And just some notes. I don't know. Like, I normally wouldn't even use a page like that at the end of the calendar. I haven't actually used a wall calendar forever, which is part of the reason why I'm not investing a whole lot into this. It is kind of a lot, but it's not like, you know, thousands of dollars or anything. It's just like $100. Anyway, yeah. So that's a thing. I also formatted to get 3 layouts of this one. I think I printed this one, which I really like. And I did Surrey for people at the flea market, who, you know, because that's where the flea market is. I think there was another one I did. I think there were 3. What did I get? Maybe I got New Westminster. I don't know why I got that one. I don't think anyone from New West is going to be at either of the places that I would be selling these. Like, so I got like the Vancouver ones. This is East Vancouver, and I got that for the arts market that's happening in Vancouver, because I wanted to have very Vancouver-centric art. It would make sense to me. By the way, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do the flea market this weekend, and that's making me nuts that I don't know that, because our bus service is currently thinking about going on strike by tomorrow, Friday, and if they do that, I won't be able to go. And today I have to go pick up my paintings from the other show. I'm kind of sad about that. But on the other hand, having those, because those are on canvas, so they're much lighter weight than the framed paintings. So when I get that, I keep saying when I go to that arts market downtown and I have to carry all my stuff, I can take those paintings because they weigh almost nothing. So that'll be a lot easier on me. So maybe things are just working out the way they're supposed to work out. I'm a mess, you guys. You wrapped it up so nicely. I brought a bag because I was worried that they threw out my packing materials, and I guess they did, but I didn't expect them to wrap it up so pretty. I didn't have to do that. Anyway, I wasn't supposed to show any of these on social media, so maybe you've never seen these yet. Well, there's one. That's, what is that? That looks like Delta. And I'm trying to recognize these buildings. Here is the Surrey one on wood. Very nice. This one, what are you? You're New West. Right, so yeah. They have a bit of a layer to them, which is why people were leaning in and looking so close and talking about them, which was really exhilarating. I really enjoy that aspect of it. But yeah, it's kind of dusty because I used wax to coat it and protect it, and during the drying process I guess it got a little dusty. Yeah, I really want to offer it at the show price of $150 each, because the show is like it was a fundraiser, but it was also meant to be fun for local collectors who may not be able to get artwork at a price like that. Like each of these took several hours, so I would not have priced them at $150 for sure. I'm not entirely sure what it's going to be because I have to do the math first, but the people who care about my art and follow my art are online. So I am planning to make these available at that show price online for a short time, probably until maybe for like a month, I guess. Thinking because these, like I said before, because these aren't framed, they're pretty hefty. Like these are really good quality canvas. Like this one especially, that one is wood, so they're not super light, but they're probably lighter than glass, so I would probably take these to the market in Vancouver to make it easier on me and more mobile. Personal feelings aren't that great, but I'm in it now. So yeah, if you want that opportunity, by the time this is up, it'll be there for you. Oh yeah, somebody else is making such beautiful art today. This is so extreme. Why did you make so many flowers? To me, like, I feel like having all of these flowers at one time sort of makes it seem less beautiful somehow. There's just so much going on. It's November 1st, which means I promised to replace the picture at the vet. I'm going to send the rabbit there. I only had one other frame that has the stand-up back because they didn't want me to put it on the wall, I guess because it was easier just to set it up on a flat surface, even though it's not really that accessible by the public. Oof, this black frame is sleek as hell. Look at that. Damn, son. It's notorious for sure. Dang. Dang. So much glare, but look at this sexy beast. Wow, can't see anything. It's so shiny. Oh no, he saw me, but the most handsome bird just came in. Oh my god, he's so handsome. What do they want? I don't have any, like, bird feeders out here. They're just always, like, digging around. If you find any centipedes, go ahead and eat them. What is he doing? There's another handsome boy up here. What? Go on. Is he still in there? Nope. What is he doing though, man? What? I'm so distracted. Look at his little feet. Oh my god, he's so cute. I can't handle it. Oh my god. He's so cute. Two-stepping everywhere. Oh my god, so cute. I was thinking of what to send for Patreon. So I have a bunch of sketches here. And I usually want to pick, like, good ones. I don't have a whole lot to choose from, so that's what I got. I also thought, what else can I send? Because I like to send the random extras. So, like, I might have, like, I was thinking of sending a couple of, these, these cards. In case somebody wants to try it. Doesn't want to buy a pack of cards. So I'm sending ones that I think are just too pretty. That I probably wouldn't paint over myself. Maybe that's bad. Because then it might be more difficult for anyone else to do it, but yeah. I just know I won't be able to paint over them. This one looks kind of cool. Yeah, this one looks kind of cool too. Also just has a nice message. I don't know. He's sitting. He's just sitting there drinking the water. When I saw Bailey's vlog about having her art license for this like crystal arts thing where you put the crystals on the canvas thing, I thought that was really cool, and I was like, man, I wonder if I could pitch my art to them, and they said no because I'm literally not popular enough. Story of my life.